Health and Fitness. In today's talk I'm going to be talking a little bit about back pain, and in particular what's called the pain cycle, and understanding why back pain can occur. There are two real reasons why back pain can occur in the first place. The first one really is trauma. So either someone's had a little fall, they've slipped, they've hurt themselves playing sport, and they're experiencing some what we call acute back pain. So that's a sudden onset of back pain. The other way is this occurred gradually, and that essentially means that over a period of time someone started to notice that they're starting to get some pain or discomfort, and it's become a little bit more noticeable as it's gone on. In this situation, the most ideal thing for it to happen is that it just self-resolves, so it's resolved on its own. And this varies between each person, so everyone will have a different degree of healing, and our body has a great capacity to self-heal, for your symptoms to resolve down, and for you to be able to get back to what you were enjoying doing. For some people, so this is kind of through there, that's you enjoying all the rest of the stuff that you like doing, and you have no problems for the future. Some people actually then start to get this kind of cycle event, and this may occur for yourself, or you know people that have had it. They experience some discomfort, it kind of settles down, goes away, you carry on doing what you're doing, and then a period of time it comes back again. And what we find in this situation is that they may get frequent episodes over the course of the year or a couple of years. It takes longer for it to settle back down again. It does get better, but you go through this kind of cycle of some sort of pain or discomfort. It starts to settle down, but something else triggers it off. And in this situation here, we've got a variety of factors that can lead someone to having this cycle event. And they're generally lifestyle factors. That could be demands at your work, things that you do at home. It could be stress levels. It could be a variety of different things that leads this cycle to occur, and for you to be constantly going through it and never really for it to fully resolve and get better again. So we've talked about why back pain occurs either through traumatic reasons or it comes on gradually, and how it resolves itself. In some people, unfortunately, back pain persists, and if it lasts longer than 6 weeks, it's deemed chronic, and it's not necessarily chronic in the sense that it's severe, it's just simply chronic because it's lasted longer than it should do. In both situations, the body will undergo some sort of change. Something will happen for you to understand or interpret pain. And we call this biological changes, and that could be that maybe when this occurred you had some inflammation, whether the tissues got stretched or compressed, or there's been some swelling, or either or the pain receptors have been stimulated of some sort, and it's giving you pain, an understanding of pain. In this situation it resolves. In this situation, unfortunately, you're still experiencing some pain. What this can do, unfortunately, is lead, and we see it all the time, to a bit of a vicious cycle. When you start to develop pain, you can get anxious and slightly depressed about what's happening to yourself. You may be unsure why the pain is persisting. One of the big things we see is that actually you start to avoid certain movements that you should be doing. So the movements, we've got a bit of a fear movement, and that essentially will alter your behaviour. Your behaviour starts to change because you're always experiencing pain. If you don't like bending forwards, or you think in your head that's making it worse, then you'll stop doing it. The avoidance of movement will have that knock-on effect in all aspects of your life, whether that's work, whether that's home life, and essentially this then will lead to more anxiety, fear of movement, and a stressful situation in yourself that actually you're compounding your thought belief that actually your pain is getting worse or not, or it's contributing to your pain. Okay, so we've talked about this kind of fear of avoiding movement, what that could lead to in anxiety and fear. It also could, from this part, lead to a degree of deconditioning. So you will start to become less active, and as a result, other aspects through your health may start to change as well. This can have quite an impact on what we call your social situation. That means You will change your behaviours around friends, around family, in your work setting. What you want to do, your goals, your habits, your aspirations may start to change. And this will ultimately go back to the anxiety and fear that you had about your back. You may then start researching things thinking that your back is worse than what it is. This all taps in because actually when we start to do this, this taps back into a degree of the biological changes. You think that if pain is there, it's a warning sign or it's a meaningful situation. But actually what happens through all of this process, it can start to influence what's happening through here, or your perception of the biological changes that are occurring. This vicious cycle continues. And we struggle to get out of this because actually we know after a period of time this settles down and there's no major issues, but the pain persists because we've got a variety of other factors that could be influencing why you're experiencing the problems that you do. And we then struggle to get over to this side and then for you to get into a state where things have resolved and improved enough that you can feel confident, that you feel happy, and that you've got some aspirations that you can do what you want to do in life. We talk about all of these aspects on my upcoming back pain workshop that I'm holding relatively soon, and we talk about the factors associated with people that go through this cycle, whether that's the recurrent pattern that they're getting. We talk about people that are in this state where they're getting back pain on a regular basis and what they can do, and how we then put solutions and plans in place to try and get people out of this situation. I've got something that they can look forward to, something that they can aspire to in terms of their goals. And we discuss lots of other things. That's the kind of the exercise route, all those other questions that people I hear all the time ask me, whether that's things about your pillows, things about sitting, things about posture, things about smoking, all those aspects that you probably don't have a chance to really ask someone in detail. We explore, we discuss, and we talk about that so that you feel a bit more comfortable about what you should be doing to get yourself and get your back pain better. Okay, thank you.